On Blinkens' naughty list, he also includes a special watch list for governments that have engaged or tolerated severe violations of religious freedoms. Those countries are Algeria, Comoros, Cuba, and Nicaragua. He says, quote, we must renew our commitment to defending democracy in the region.
I wake up on a daily basis and count this money up, I'm already rich. I go so hard with these riches. I fell in love with this Dodie. I fell in love with the rolling. I wake up, pray every morning. These demons, they calling my son. I say fuck all of you hoes. I'm ballin' out of control. I'm ballin' out of control. If I can give everything back to you, all this passion I got, all I ever need. For me to move on and succeed. For me to move on and succeed. Jealousy, envy, and greed.
Blinkens making a list. He's checking it twice. He's labeled every anti-imperialist leader as naughty, not nice. Blinken made a list of countries, quote, of particular concern for having engaged in or tolerated systematic, ongoing, and egregious violations of religious freedom. Let's take a look at who's on his naughty list. Burma, People's Republic of China, Eritrea, Iran, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Pakistan, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. Blinken may want to remind Biden that Saudi Arabia is on his list of countries of particular concern because Biden's about to sign a $500 million arms deal with the Saudis. On Blinken's naughty list, he also includes a special watch list for governments that have engaged or tolerated severe violations of religious freedoms. Those countries are Algeria, Comoros, Cuba, and Nicaragua. Very interesting that Cuba and Nicaragua are on the naughty list. It has nothing to do with them being socialist. It's just that there are severe violations of religious freedoms. He says, quote, we must renew our commitment to defending democracy in the region. That is a great line. You know, it could be hard to remove leaders who reduce poverty, address climate change, protect indigenous communities, and, turn down IMF loans. But, when you frame it as a commitment for defending democracy in the region, that just sounds so good.
Consider the undemocratic election held a few days ago in Nicaragua. In anticipation, the Ortega Murillo government banned opposition parties and arbitrarily locked up 7 opposition candidates.
A little more about Nicaragua. The Sandinista National Liberation Front is led by Daniel Ortega, who recently won the election. And in a speech he gave on July 19th, he said that he will increase government spending by 5% and will increase public workers' salaries by 5% as well. He also called U.S. intervention, quote, a diabolical imperialist threat. The Sandinistas took back power in 2006, and they made improvements to public infrastructure, as well as assuring all citizens have access to. Since the Sandinistas took back power in 2006, they made improvements to public infrastructure, as well as assuring all citizens have access to free universal healthcare. The Sandinistas also passed laws that made sure that 50% of government positions have to be filled by women. The World Economic Forum ranked Nicaragua 5th in gender equality, while the US is ranked 53. And I just love looking at the World Economic Forum's data because it disproves American exceptionalism. So they ranked economic participation, educational attainment, health and safety, and political empowerment.
In Venezuela, the Maduro regime continues to deny people's right to choose their own leaders. The United States supports a negotiated solution that leads to free and fair elections, as well as the restoration of the rule of law, respect for human rights, and addressing people's vital humanitarian needs.
For educational attainment, Nicaragua is tied for first with Russia, and the US is ranked 34th. In economic participation, the US is ranked 26th. In health and survival, Russia and Nicaragua are tied again for first, and the US is ranked 70. And last, for political empowerment, Nicaragua is ranked 3rd, Cuba is ranked 21st, and the US is ranked 86th.
We all saw the government's violent crackdown when tens of thousands of Cubans took to the streets last July to peacefully demand the government meets their basic needs and to call for freedom and human rights. Many of the people unjustly detained in those demonstrations are still languishing in Cuba's prisons.
Blinken also said, quote, "We also see governments harass, arrest, threaten, jail, and kill individuals for simply seeking to live their lives in accordance with their beliefs." I guess that doesn't apply to the 14,000 protesters who were arrested across 49 cities for speaking against systematic oppression and racism. And I highly doubt that our intelligent elected representatives have taken a look at the data from the World Economic Forum, and instead they voted to pass the Renacer Act, which places sanctions on Nicaragua. So despite the second poorest country in the hemisphere outperforming us in educational attainment, health and survival, and political empowerment, 387 representatives voted for the bill that would place sanctions on Nicaragua for, quote, "gross human rights violations by Ortega." So it doesn't matter that, the Sandinistas have made all this improvement to public health and infrastructure and providing free health care and things like that. The main issue that the US has is that Nicaragua won't bend the knee to imperialists, and that they won't allow foreign corporations to come in and privatize the resources.